Calypso is music. The Calypso is a kind of poetry, oral poetry.
Now, the post-colonial Caribbean civilization has the proud distinction of producing literary and scholarly giants who broke the cultural dominance of Anglo-Saxon colonialism in the late 20th and early 21st centuries. One such academic and intellectual giant unexpectedly transitioned in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago last week, mere weeks after the region said goodbye to the late great Black Stalin. Professor Emeritus Gordon Rohlehr, who designed and piloted the first Caribbean literature course in Caribbean higher education, played a crucial role in the expansion and development of course offerings in Caribbean, English literature, and post-colonial studies at the University of the West Indies.
What I have tended to do is to look at whole graps or bodies or bunches of Calypsonians, and to look sometimes more at the Calypsos than the Calypsonians,
right,
to find out what these Calypsos are saying about a particular period of time. And what you would actually find is that the singers counterpoint each other. One singer might take one angle, another singer another angle, but when you get 4 or 5 of these singers together, or songs, then you get a very nuanced perspective on whatever cultural or social or political phenomenon you're examining.
Crucially, however, the Guyanese-born scholar, who called Trinidad and Tobago his adopted home, is best known for his passionate and well-respected work on Calypso scholarship. His Calypso scholarship quickly made him a sought-after authority, having written several influential books and hundreds of papers on the origins and cultural significance of Calypso to the region. He also generously shared his passion and expertise in numerous lectures and interviews globally. In the early 1990s, Rohlehr published the text Calypso and Society in Pre-Independence Trinidad, which explored the development of Calypso music from pre-emancipation to the late 1950s. Rohlehr, who was a great admirer of the great Mighty Sparrow, published a collection of his writings on the Calypso King of the World entitled My Whole Life is Calypso, Essays on Sparrow in 2015. His interest in researching Calypso grew from his interactions with the Caribbean arts movement in London in the late 1960s. He also championed the development of the concept of the Caribbean aesthetic with other literary Caribbean giants, including Barbadian poet Camus Brathwaite, George Lamming, and Guyanese artist Aubrey Williams. His work found international interest beyond the borders of Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean. He served as a visiting professor at Harvard University, Johns Hopkins University, Tulane and Dartmouth in the United States, and at York University in Toronto, Canada. Dr. Gabriel Hossain of the UAE's Institute for Gender and Development Studies perhaps captures the gravity of the man we have lost in the intellectual community. She says, quote, "He was ubiquitously recognized as the finest mind regarding Calypso and a deep philosopher of the Caribbean. His writing was thoughtful and lyrical, illuminating and precise. He was also kind, affable, humorous, encouraging, and warm. For decades, I'd cross his path, here and there, and he would always stop to chat. A gentle giant of a man he was. The Caribbean will not be the same without him here. A Guyanese son of the soil and Caribbean man of the kind heralded by Black Stalin. He was an era now past. May the angels sing Calypso and more Calypso to welcome him home, unquote. We here at the Bubb Report extend our condolences to the family of this great comrade. May he rest in peace, and may his work live on in those who intensely appreciate the Caribbean literary and cultural aesthetic.